All right.
Well.
Back again. We're back again. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm actually not in my normal location. I am in Connecticut.
Oh, it looks sunny out there.
Right.
Awesome. But yeah, but in Connecticut this week. Starting some training, started a new job a week and a half ago. I'll put here for training.
Come on, man. You know you in the Hamptons. Come on.
You in the Hamptons? Oh, okay.
Oh, you up there in the Hamptons? Come on, man.
I'm hanging out with Donald. I'm hanging out with my buddy DT.
You.
All right.
I don't know what
how was your weekend, man? I can't look at this man. I can't even look at him right now. How was your weekend, bro? I can't even look at him right now.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, I've got weekend, busy weekend because of that. Goes at the Orioles from Tuesday to Saturday.
Woo.
And there was 2 concerts, so it's been long all week. Thursday I got home at 11:45 because they had Vanilla Ice concert with Tone Loc and Naughty by Nature. They had a concert.
Naughty by Nature?
Yeah, at Camden Yards. They had a good old, and yeah, it was well attended. But the highlight, I had 2 highlights this weekend. Saturday at 1:00. EJ's birthday party. He was 5 years old. And we had it in a sports center, which had a indoor soccer field. Indoor. Yes, EJ. He turned 5. Yeah, we was out there balling, throwing footballs, games, and everything like that. So EJ, 5 years old, and the cake that he had was a British cake, had British flags on it, and soccer ball on it, because he's into soccer right now.
Oh,
so cute. It was beautiful. And then the second highlight of the day was this morning, actually, because Aria went to her first kindergarten school today.
He's a proud grandpa.
Yes. And so Sabrina and myself, we was up there taking pictures, and Sabrina was caught up with emotion. Child walking, the child don't even look back, but walks through the door and just keep on going. Yeah, so yeah, that's a great weekend, grandchild weekend. So yeah, that was my weekend. Beautiful.
My Friday was we spent it at the county fair, which was good because when the Montgomery County Fair comes to town, man, they got some of the best Polish sausage subs. So I had to indulge.
Polish what?
Polish sausage.
We had them in church yesterday.
I heard. But these were better.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. I got you, Kevin. I got you.
That, and then, of course, I preached on Sunday, came home and relaxed a little bit and ready for today.
Hey, Rupert, that's why he was a little bit more long-winded when he preached, because of that Polish.
Yeah. Sausage. It was so sad. I didn't do the funnel cake. Which is always my favorite, but I bypassed the funnel cake. I said no to it this year. I was being good.
So let me add that my sister spoke. She's a normal regular on the show. She spoke on Sunday, gave a nice word, let your light shine. It was really, really, really nice word. And I applaud her today. Awesome job. Also, we had a prayer breakfast on Saturday, which I almost forgot. We did a prayer breakfast, and it was really, really good. An intimate kind of occasion with just our members and our sisters and brothers in our local assembly, and it was really nice. I'm looking forward to the next one. It was really nice. So, yeah, good weekend. Good weekend had by all. I think we all can say we had good weekends.
Right. And you know, the best part is football is starting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about real football.
Soccer football.
There you go.
Football soccer.
It's starting.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
So I know that.
Not good for me.
Rupert, you had to take a loss. I had to take a draw. And homeboy got the win. Yeah. So yes.
I don't want to talk about our loss because we lost to a team.
Yeah, we can talk about it later.
Yeah, much later.
Right.
Years.
But but at the same time, people can still push the buttons. The share, the like, subscribe.
That's right.
Share, like, subscribe. Subscribe, share, like. I just wanted to say if I could say it quickly 3 times.
And you did.
And I did without even stuttering. Yeah. So continue to press it because it's for you. And we love you all. And we can't do this alone. Nope. Even though the 3 brothers, we love Jesus, we love God, we love church, we love our families, and we love our church families. And we love, shall I say, outsiders, people outside the church. We love you too.
Everybody.
We love our co-workers. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into this. So who's going to introduce the show?
As always, with 3 men, you always can agree or disagree the statements that are made on the show tonight. Again, it's our opinion. You may not always like what to say. So Rupert, what are we going to talk about tonight?
Rupert. You guys didn't say anything. Now they know I'm not playing. They know why y'all. I was gonna be, man. They gonna know I'm devil's advocate now. You should have been, man. Jeez, now I'm about to be.
I always introduce the show. So why don't you introduce the show for tonight, Rupert?
Well, I'll be glad to. Tonight we're gonna talk about a show that's gonna be a little bit touchy.
A little bit?
I like it to be. I think it's one of those shows that. But first of all, if we laugh at something, it's not because we're not being serious. It's because it's just funny. Right, but the subject is not a funny subject; it's a very serious subject. So we want to make sure that everybody takes part. So today we're talking about abortion, right, wrong, or in between, right? And we want to hear. I know there's a lot of ladies on here. There's some men. Most of it, everybody's listening right now is Christians. But if you listen to us in the future and you're not, we want to hear your point. We want to know what you think. I'm going to be a little bit edgy. Not because that's what I truly believe, but because I want to stir up some conversation. So let's get into this thing. Gentlemen, first off, is abortion right or wrong? Simple, easy question. Is abortion right or wrong?
Well, if you're asking from my perspective, which is a Christian man, I don't agree with it.
All right.
I don't agree with it.
Okay. You want to give us a reason why I don't agree with it, or you're just going to say just because you're a Christian man?
Because it's life.
All
life
right.
is formed, a seed that was germinated, and now has form and it's beginning. So to me, it's life, it's in there, it's meant to be. And so I'm not for it.
Okay. Simon.
Woo! Controversial. Okay. I guess now it's that for me, this is a female subject. This is the female opinion. They dominate this because the men, we don't have babies. So the decision, we'll talk about later when ladies, whatever, decide to have the baby. But my point is, he said because it's life, and then there's some instances where the lady's in a situation where they don't want to be in. In other words, if they're being raped or if they're being sexually abused by a family member, I'm not sure if they should have the child.
Okay.
And if it's early, and of course with the pregnancy early, I mean, because he said life, it starts the seed at the beginning, but I guess because I have I don't know, it's touchy, but
okay. So you're saying you disagree with abortion again because of life, although you think it's a woman's decision.
Yeah, it's a woman's decision.
That's the first point in which I disagree. I don't think it's a woman's decision. I think it's a decision that should be made by both parties. And people can push back.
We didn't say both at the beginning, but if there's two, then yes.
Yeah. So I think women need to, or women and men, the mother and father need to sit down and talk and have a serious conversation. And there's other things that we can talk about later on, but is abortion right or wrong? I think it depends on, and this is not me trying to stir up anything. I really do think it depends. But for the most part, I would say 85% of the time it's going to be wrong. And definitely wrong after the third trimester, right? Or first trimester. Definitely wrong, I think. But there are circumstances, right? There are certain, and we'll get into those also. So Mark, you kind of said, it's because of life. Well, what if somebody said life doesn't begin as soon as conception? That's just conception. It's an embryo. It's not life. It's not breathing on its own. It's not eating on its own. It's dependent upon the mother. The mother passes away. That child's not living. So what do you say about that?
Life.
That's all he's gonna say.
It's life. I'm saying that.
I'm giving you a point. It's
right. It's life.
And I guess my opinion is situational. Remember, you said the first trimester, second, third. Yeah. If it's the beginning or whatever. Yes. I'm trying to get the right word for it. It's if I knew someone and they said to me if they have an abortion, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad with them. I mean, if it was a family member or something like that, I'm not going to be mad. I mean, if they talked about it and they went through the whole situation and they asked family and they talked about it, and we agree, then if they do, they do. And I guess it's tough for them too, because even if you do go and have an abortion, then you have to get through the people who are standing outside these clinics who say no. So Mark would be one of those standing outside.
And I see where you're coming from, Simon, but let's push Mark, because Mark is being diversive or divisive.
No, he's going to keep saying life. So,
but you can't, because if you're talking to an individual who is pro-abortion and you're trying to rescue their soul, you just can't say it's life. You got to give them a reason. Why are you saying it's life? I mean, pretend I'm some dude that just came to the church and I'm 17 years old and I got this girl pregnant, but there's no way I can afford to keep the baby. And
well, first of all,
take two. It takes two.
First of all, you shouldn't have been doing that in the first place, because you're doing things, you're not married.
Protection.
Yeah, but I wasn't in the church, dude. I wasn't.
Regardless if you're in the church, you know better. I mean, you should know better.
Bro,
you should know. I said you should.
I know better, man. This is my first coming to Christ. And I know it wasn't right now, but back then, 2 months ago, I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about this girl.
But it's not even a church thing, though.
It's not a church thing. It's worldwide.
Yeah, it's worldwide. It's not a church thing. I guess when it comes to church, they get more political and holy and whatever. But things are changing now, of course.
And I think about, let me put it this way. Let's say that.
Go ahead.
If Simon's mom, decided, I'm not going to have him, he wouldn't be here today. Someone who contributes to society. You don't know what that child is going to bring forth after they, became a child. I mean, they may have been raped. The person may have been raped. Okay. Regardless of that, I'm just saying, throw this out there. But if she gave birth to that individual, that person have been a major contributor to society. Now, and we don't know that because
but then there's Jeffrey Dahmer.
Now, I'm not using
Jeffrey Dahmer. Hold on.
Let me say, wait a minute. Let me say this, because I'm not saying that rape or incest or something is that's what's the word? I know there's a small portion of that, and I'm not saying that's for everybody. So if anyone texts in or something like that, I'm not saying I'm using that as an excuse or something for you to have the child. I'm just saying if someone does get raped or there's incest involved, there's a conversation that's going to be right after that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's the whole thing.
Did you know this?
Oh, God.
Jesse Jackson, civil rights activist, was conceived out of rape when his 16-year-old mother, Helen Byrne, was simultaneously raped by a 33-year-old neighbor. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Keep talking. I'm gonna find more.
No, that's all. That's he just.
You can find dozens, but I can give you names right now. Charles Manson. Yeah. I can give you names like Jeffrey Dahmer. I can give you names like the suicide bomber. I can give you names of tons of people who did crazy things who maybe right? And just because they were born doesn't mean that you're going to be great to society.
I didn't say that. Not all.
Right. So how was that? How are you giving me that? Plus, what happens if the father's not going to be in their life? Now they're going to be raised. It might not be even a good. They might not have a father figure to look up to.
Mm-hmm.
So how I'm just pushing level. I'll give my real opinion later on. I'm just pushing level.
Go ahead. We can't wait.
I just hold the fact that to me life is dear, and regardless, believe me, I don't want anyone to be a victim of rape. Don't get it twisted. What I'm saying is that out of that situation, God has a way of taking that and turning it into something good.
Yeah. Bruh, I got you, man. I believe you. But I can't afford this baby. This woman can't afford this baby.
Why? There's a thing called adoption. There's a thing called adoption.
Yeah, but that's that. But I'm thinking that you're asking me to put up this baby who take a chance. They may end up in foster homes. You know what happens to foster home kids? They may never get adopted. What happens then? They may get adopted into the wrong family. You ever heard of that? Come on, man. The baby's not breathing yet. I don't know what I want to do, but I don't think maybe this is not maybe abortion is the best avenue. Because then I'm not bringing this baby. Just look at the world we're living in. Do you want to bring a child into this world? I wouldn't want to. I mean, come on,
quite a few people who are they are doing that, bringing people into this world the right way.
Yeah,
and I'm laughing, not laughing, making a joke out of the situation. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that there are people you walk around now. My coworker just gave birth to a baby boy. So, they wanted to bring a child into this world. Regardless of how the world looks, they still wanted to have a nice family.
That's them. That's your coworker. He might have me making good dollars. I'm not making good dollars. I'm financially not sound. And either is the mom. Everybody, I'm putting this out there to everybody viewing. What do you say? As a Christian, what's her point? I love the fact that Mark is saying what he's saying, and I agree with all that, but there is going to be a rebuttal. Some of these, especially ex-Christians who used to be Christians now who are walking a different road. They're talking about, we're not looking at the big picture. Right, we're defining it based on this.
Okay, help me understand then. What is the big picture? Help me understand that.
Well, you all consider it murder. That's what they would say to us Christians. You all consider it murder, but look how many people God murdered. He murdered whole entire civilizations.
Out of disobedience.
Wiped out.
Out of disobedience.
Nah, the Amorites, Amaleks, Hittites, they weren't disobedient. They were just in the way of these Jews. Gee, is this a crazy subject?
Yes, it is because and I totally understand what Mark is saying. Yeah. Only the reason is, and I'm only saying this because my younger daughter, she had a baby with her friend. But she never, and he didn't want the baby. Yeah, I'm putting this out here. He didn't want the baby. And she said she was having it. And what's happened now is that she had Aria. Yeah, she had Aria. Beautiful. Now he wants to be all in it, all in her. And of course, people change their mind eventually, but the way it just happened and the way he's acting now, even to this day, that doesn't go well with me. But Aria is great. Like I said, she's going to school now, but even growing up, just to be there, I guess that's the greatest thing. I mean, I got 4 grandchildren.
You better get it right.
Greatest.
You had to stop and think.
Yeah, because I don't know what 4 grandchildren. And grandparents know that it doesn't matter. Once the baby's born, you're just automatically attached. So I can understand Mark saying that.
Yeah. So can I.
No matter how the baby was conceived, it's the love that he's going to get once the baby is born.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let me give my true opinion, right? Let me get up from acting like the dude. Let's get my true opinion. One is I think that I do look at it as 2 different categories. There's the categories of those who follow God and follow his word and those that don't, right? There are those of us who follow God's word. If you follow God's word, abortion is wrong. If you don't, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what to do because you're already living in sin, and I don't know if you're ever going to get it right. I can describe to you why I believe what I believe, but I'm not going to put it on you. But if you are a Christian, if you believe in Jesus Christ, if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, then all life is relevant. All life. And regardless on what we think about what God did in the Old Testament, right? He didn't do it in the New Testament. He didn't do it to us because we should have been killed, but we survived and we're here. And so you keep looking at things that God did for a purpose for his people. But when Christ came, he didn't do that anymore. He said, the next time I do anything like this, it's going to be, I'm coming to take my people away. So this is something that I think that we as Christians, we have to just have the conversation that we don't believe in taking life. Like you said, Mark, it's life. And we don't believe in taking life. Now, I can't help you if you are not a Christian because you don't believe in the word of God. But I have to love everybody the way that I love myself. And the fact of the matter is, if I was that embryo, I didn't want to live. Right. I want to come to this world. Right. Regardless of what would happen, I want to have a chance in this world. So that's my thought. Well, I don't know if there's negativity to it.
But you summed it up nicely. You said, at least you will have a chance by coming into this world. Again, because you don't know what you will be able to contribute to society as you get on. You could be, great in this or great in that, be the next world leader or whatever the case may be. But we would never know if that life was not allowed to present itself, if that makes sense.
Yes. You might be an everyday Joe for all I know, but at least give that child a chance, right? Give that child a chance to come into the world. And so the second part of this, right, discussion, which is the hard part, is right, is it the woman's decision or the man's or both? Because the woman is the one going to be carrying that baby. And on the most part, it's going to be woman taking care of that child for the most, not all the time, but for the most part. But, hey, dude, if the guy says, no, I don't want the child, they still got to deal with the child afterwards because it's their responsibility, especially if their name's on that birth certificate. Because that's the government's going to come after you. Ladies, I want to all ladies right now, if you listen to her tomorrow, do not say I'm not putting that father's name on that birth certificate. Don't get mad at anybody if you don't put the name down and then he walks away. Put the name down. Put his name on it. He's the dad. That way, later on, he can take responsibility for his child. But yeah, but what do you guys think about that? Whose decision do you think it is?
Well, there was a movie. I forgot the name of it. It was a sports movie. Anyway, the boy and the girl. He was a football player. I think she was a cheerleader. I'm not sure, but she got pregnant. They were talking about it all through the movie. He was saying exactly what you were saying. We can't afford it. Where are we going to go? How are we going to do this? She got mad with him and says, I'm keeping him. I don't know what you're doing now, because it took both of us to do this. So they're going on and they're talking about it. And then later on, near the end of the movie, he approaches her actually at a game. He goes on the stands because they had banned the game, or the game was up for suspension or something. And he sits next to her and he says, okay.
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter. Coach Carter, yes. So he sits next to her and says, you know what? I thought about it. I've done this and I apologize. I'm wrong. So if you want me to go with you to get the abortion or whatever, I will go with you. I will support you. She told him, I already did it. My mom went with me. And he just sat back and I would have. And then with the movie, he says, no matter what, he apologized that he wasn't there, that she had it. So there's that instance right there where she had the abortion without even letting him know.
So was she right?
Mm-hmm.
Was she right? What do you think? Was she right to do it without telling him exactly what's going on?
Well, I think she told him that she was going to have it, but I don't think he believed her or whatever. So I'm thinking they was even going to talk about it even more because the way he came back. So because he wanted to go with her. So I still think she should have told him.
Yeah. So you're saying she wasn't right.
She should have told him.
Yeah, that wasn't her. I don't think it was her decision to do that alone. I don't think that. I think that because maybe he changed his mind. Maybe the last second he said, you know what, I want this baby.
He did. He did change his mind.
You know?
He says, I will go with you. And if you're not, he was planning ahead what he was going to do.
In the movie, he was talking about, I'll go to college, blah, 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 and all this stuff.
Exactly.
And all this stuff. Yeah, so he changed his mind, but she didn't give him a chance because she never said when the date was going, right? So I feel it's a decision to be made by both. I mean,
yeah, it is a choice.
I'm waiting for folks to come in with that one. I don't see many comments coming on that, but ladies, what do you think?
Oh, they're coming in.
But before you make that, say what you got to say. We just get into some of these comments.
Oh, help us, Jesus! So we 30 minutes already, and we wondering what are we going to say tonight. Look, continue to press like, share, subscribe, because the comments are in there. We love the comments. Agree, disagree, or whatever. And you put your comments honestly. We love you all still, continually. It doesn't really matter.
Amen.
We still love you. They coming in.
Let's get to these comments. There's a few. There's only a few people commenting. I hope that more people comment on this because this is a subject that I think is touchy. But we need to have the discussions because we'll see more and more people dealing with this situation. But here we go. James.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Warriors. Glad to have you back with us tonight, sir.
Sitting back on that sofa. I can picture it now.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Pastor.
Yeah.
I said you did a good job.
Thank you, Pastor, bro.
The prayer breakfast it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. That's Debbie. Just
yes. Congrats.
Greetings and blessings, Warriors.
As usual. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm so glad about our faithful few.
Yes, of course. Oh, Deborah's got the first one. So she says, what if the mother would die in the case of rape?
Or in the case of rape.
Or in the case of rape.
You guys talked a little bit about it, but you can repeat what y'all thought. What if the mother would die? Well, the doctor says it's going to be either you or the baby.
That's been done many a times, though. Yeah, that's
a lot of times you find that they will say save the child.
Save the child. Now the husband, I don't know. He might say save my wife.
You think a 16-year-old girl is going to say save the child?
That's touchy. It depends on situations. It's always going to depend on the situation. Yeah.
I don't know if a 16-year-old girl is going to say save the child.
Touchy subject. Decisions.
It is touchy, but we said we'll deal with controversial subjects, so let's put it out there.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not disagreeing with you on that, man. I'm just thinking.
I guess you really have to be in the situation to really decide whether. I mean, it's like someone saying, if someone come to this house right now and at Mark's house and bust through the doors, if they come through there, I'm gonna shoot them. I'm gonna beat the daylights out of them, and then all of a sudden you freeze.
All I can say is the blood of Jesus against you.
No, but yeah, that's. I understand what you're saying though, because children, teenagers or younger or whatever, you give them a question like that, they're saving mommy.
That's what I'm thinking. That's I fall back on Mark's point from the beginning of the show. You knew the risk, but you decided to do the deed that you could have chose not to do. The embryo in you, the baby in you, the life in you didn't have a choice. You made a choice to create that young baby that's in your body right now. The baby didn't say, I'm coming. You said, I want to do this. So I know it might be dangerous. I know it might be crazy. But for me, you're going to have to go through this and pray that God keeps you.
But we already know that childbirth is the number one life and death. That's the hardest thing for a mother.
It's crazy. It's a tough one, right?
Yeah,
that's a great question.
Childbearing, yeah.
That's my opinion.
Okay, Talia's reading the dictionary right now. There are extenuating circumstances. I
guess he's like talking to Debbie's question, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the circumstance?
It can come from every angle here. A lot of angles.
How do we deal with rape? Like you made a great point about Jesse Jackson. But man, rape is the girl didn't even want it.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I don't know as a pastor if the young lady came to me and said, my uncle raped me or my friend raped me and now I'm pregnant. What am I going to do? What should I do? Jeez.
It's tough.
Man, that's.
And that comes down to what we're saying. I think I've seen it. The choice. The choice is difficult. But to people who says who are against, against abortion, it's like it's not difficult. It's just, you have the baby. That's what they're going to say.
Well, that's what the old church used to say. The old church there was no excuse.
Oh yeah,
right. The old church used to say, "You got to have the baby." Esther,
Esther, welcome back, Esther. And I know that you just came back from vacation. Congratulations. I know you had fun too. Thank you. This is not a female subject because she did not conceive it by themselves.
Yeah, but she's carrying. Now, I know I gave my point before, but let me just be on the other side of the coin. Yeah, but she's carrying the baby. She's the one that would die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like the guy saying, "Oh, if you have the baby, I'm going to die." No. So really, if it's a choice between life and death, does the guy really have a say in it? If they conceive a child, and the doctor tells the girl, "If you have this baby, you may die," does the guy have a right to say, "Well, you got to have the baby anyway"?
Well,
okay, silence in heaven.
Well, she's gonna have the baby. Well, then again, then it depends.
What if she says, I don't want to have the baby because I may die?
Yeah, but wait a minute. That depends. First, second, third trimester. If she's in the second or third, she's having a baby.
But they
may
really remove the baby.
But there's really no. So see, there's really what is that a choice? And how am I saying this right? Because if she's going to have the baby, that's where I'll just say dilemma is going to be, because the mother's going to be in stress, the baby going to be in stress, and then they're going to say that she might die from this. What?
Yeah.
So what am I saying? What choice do you?
Does the guy have a right to tell this girl you have to have the baby if she's told she may die?
Did I say it right or wrong?
Yeah.
Because it depends on. I mean, she gonna have the baby.
No. What if she doesn't? What if she said, I don't want to have the baby? Does the guy even have a right? Well, even if she's not going to have it or not have it, does the guy have a right to say anything?
But even if she says, what are we doing? I mean, that's before the first trimester. She's saying this.
Whenever she finds out, the doctor says, if you have this baby, you may. Now that you're going to die, you may.
I think they should have that conversation.
Yeah.
I think they should have a conversation about what's best.
So you think the guy should be in that conversation?
Yeah, I think they should be involved in. They both took part in creating. They should both take part in the conversation.
Okay. We have so many questions. I don't want to keep on one part. That's a good answer. Okay.
Natalia, there are emotional situations where it should be deemed okay. No woman should have to carry a constant reminder of the abuse or the rape. And if there are health issues,
she doesn't finish.
She didn't.
It's just a kind of a statement. It's just a kind of a statement.
Yep, and there goes the point there. I know that the baby has life. The baby's born. It's not up to other people to keep bringing it up, though, that she was raped. And
this is where the church comes in, right? This is where real church folk come in, right? And I think you have 100% right, Simon. You hit it right on the head. There should be no reminder of how the child came into the world. It should be all there should be is that we're grateful the child is alive and in the world.
And I was gonna make that statement. Isn't that true that babies are a blessing, not a curse?
Yeah. But yep. I think Simon said a great valid point. You know, somebody is going to say something crazy in the church. You know, somebody's going to drop that. You know, that baby. I wish he would behave. Yep. See, they don't behave when that happens to those little girls. Or even say something.
You got some children in church who would conceive the right way, don't have to act. So come on.
Amen.
Come on.
Amen.
But I don't think it's going to be even children. I think it's adults when they have conversations and you arguing with somebody, your best friend, or you're arguing with somebody, and then they're going to bring up, well, you know how she was born or he was born, how she conceived, and then do that. So it's really coming from the adults because the kids don't really know.
Well, then that's not really a friend.
No, I'm talking about that. Even in school or nothing, they don't know the situation of that child. It's the adults when they have that discussion and their disputes.
And that's when you talk at home about, telling your kids something that you should be telling your kids about.
Exactly.
Your kids don't need to know that their friend, how they came into the world.
And to that point, through all my years, from elementary through junior through high school, I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, you're a victim of rape." I've never heard that.
Well, I've never heard that neither.
So maybe they say it nowadays, but all those years back in the 60s and 70s, 80s, I've never heard that.
Nah. Well, you shouldn't.
Right.
You shouldn't, but we know that it happens because adults, not the children, not It's not going to be the child who's raped who has to worry about their friends unless their parents talk about it. It is the adults, the parents who know the situation. The mother of the daughter, right? The mother of the daughter who didn't want that child to come into the world because their daughter was raped, but the daughter said, "I want to have the child." What is that grandmother? How does that grandmother react? How does that grandfather react to that child? That plays a big role.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one. Which one is it? I think it's this one.
These questions. Yes. Esther says, people use rape, incest, and extreme examples, but the large majority of abortions do not fall under those categories, which I agree. I think that's why I said that at the beginning. Yeah.
The large majority, yeah.
Yeah. And I agree with Mark. It is life regardless of how it happened.
Mark got a shout out. I agree with Mark.
He gets shout outs all the time.
Oh, there's another one.
Mark, you and I have on the same page tonight. Okay.
Oh, but that's why I asked you the same question. When does life actually begin?
To me, once that the sperm gets into that egg, that's life. It starts right there.
Some folks may say, "Hey, that's not how Adam came about."
Well, you know,
you can't. God is God, bro.
Amen.
You can't question God.
We can't do what God did. As
Amen.
far as you go to sleep and then take a rib out.
Yeah, do that one.
Oh, and after this, I'll tell you. Yes, there's somebody that talks about that, about Eve, and I'll tell you after the show. A lot of children don't have father figures for one reason or another. We should not kill them because of that.
True.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, that's true, but we're talking about children who have it's different from. I can't really. It's so tough to argue these things because my thought process is the same as everybody else's. So I'm just going to keep going.
God is the giver of life. We should not be those who take it away. But even wait a minute. So there's statements out there. I brought you in this world. I'm going to take you out. But that's when the kids get older because they really frustrate you. So
it says God.
I got to tell you something after the show. I'm going to tell you something.
God is God. He can give or take life. We are not God.
Understood?
Yeah, true. But the same way a man can take a gun and shoot you is the same way a man can come and rape your daughter or rape your or rape your sister or your friend or stranger.
Excuse me.
So are we saying that God chose the girl to be raped?
Of course
not. That's a good question. I threw that one out there.
No,
are you saying because God can give life and can take it away? Are we saying that God chose? God is the giver. Here's Esther's point. God is the giver of life, right? God is the giver of life. So are we saying that God chose the girl to be raped?
No, you're being devil's advocate right now. No,
I definitely am.
No, but I believe God will bless that child within the womb once it's happened.
Well, look how many people have already been blessed already. Look how many people have been in this world. And look, more than millions of people we'll never know
how they came.
Right. We'll never know until they come out.
Here's the way I answer that question. This is the way at least I would answer it. It's like, first of all, God knows everything. God knows every single option that is out there in the universe. Whether you're walking down that street and you get raped, or you walk down the street and you don't get raped. You walk down, he knows both options. So if something happens where you fall into this category, God is a giver of life. He could have chose not to let your womb bear a child, but maybe he chose to have your womb bear a child for a specific reason. So maybe he didn't want you to be raped. He didn't want you to be affected in that way. The same way he doesn't want unmarried individuals to get together. He doesn't want that to happen. But if it happens, God sometimes changes our destiny
There's people that,
to equal something great. And you
Yeah,
never know what may happen. Okay, thank you.
we got like 10 minutes and we do have a lot.
That's all right. I had to get that out there.
You're welcome. Yeah. Abortion is a choice, though.
I would have to hear what she means by that. Like, I understand. I think I understand what she's saying, but I would need us to elaborate.
Yes, because at the same time, she's on the same wavelength as Mark. What if the mother had 3 other children? Should they save the child, leaving the other children motherless? It's all getting deep.
I don't know what you wrote with the motherless, but I think you wrote it. You read it right. That's a crazy question. Again,
yes, it is.
So is she stating that the mother is pregnant and it's a life or death situation where you have to choose between the mother to survive, to be able to take care of her 3 children, or get rid of the child that she's carrying? Is that what she's coming
I think so. Yeah. I think she's stating, okay, if the mother lives, she can take care of the 3 children. If the mother dies, the baby lives, but now there's 4 children without a mother.
Where's the father?
I was about to say the same thing. So that's a discussion.
If the story that we're talking about is not in the picture, at least for the baby.
If he's out the picture, who has the choice? The mother?
I'm guessing the mother is choosing.
See, this is just broad. This is just broad and wide because it could go anywhere.
That's more like a good
conversation.
That's an in between.
That's a situation for that right there that we can't even discuss.
Anita chimed in. All right, Anita.
My mother always says children are a blessing no matter how they get here. Yes.
Amen. Yeah, I think that's true.
They both should have a say.
As my sister talked about the man and the woman, they both should have a say.
Mm-hmm.
Where am I?
Next one.
Having a say in a choice, isn't that 2 different things? For the sake of conversation, okay, we should remove the extreme situations. Again, I would guess that less than 5% fall under those categories. What about the other 95%? She's a nurse. So yeah, she's a nurse.
Yeah, I think Esther, you make a great point. I think for the majority of our answers, right? Because my dad always told me each situation has its own circumstances they have to look at.
Yes.
But for most cases, I'm telling that person, you should not abort. I agree. I don't know about you guys, but I agree.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. Anita goes back and says, I understand what Talia is saying. The mother may not want to be reminded of the rape. Carry the baby and put it up for adoption.
What's this?
And then give the baby to a family that will love and nurture them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Mark was saying before, and I brought up the point when I was playing devil's advocate. But not all homes are nice when the babies get adopted. And what happens if the baby doesn't get adopted is in the system forever. Not all babies get adopted. Or what happens if they get adopted and they're in the wrong home? What happens then? But again, like Esther said, these are extreme.
Yeah, but because we don't know.
We just don't know.
Wow. When your sister's back and said, in New Jersey, if the woman told the
man,
mom?
I guess.
The man, she's on birth control, and yet she became pregnant. If he doesn't want the child, and she does, he will be responsible child support for at least 18 years. Yeah.
There's more.
Yes, I understand what
I don't know where. Here it is.
If he does want the child, and she does not, she gets to have an abortion. Is that fair for the man?
So she's asking if he wants to have the child.
But she still has the abortion.
I don't think it's ever fair to the guy if the guy wants a child. I don't think it's ever fair. I think if either parent wants a child, if he's saying, I will take responsibility for my child, right? I don't think she has, I think they should have the child. Again, you lay down. We all been through health class. You know what can happen. That's why we are so adamant in the church that you should not let your lust get the best of you. And so we're so adamant about it because these are the conversations you may have. Now, it's different for the rare cases of rape, but for regular, everyday, 90% of what's going on, that's an issue that we got to deal with. All right.
But even back then, that was pummeled into you. Back then, it was that was pummeled. Don't do this. Don't do that. If you had a girlfriend, you had to come to your parents' house. You get the birds and the bees talk. You get all that. Is that really happening now? I'm not saying that's an excuse or it's not happening, but I guess in the church, I'll just say in the church back then, it was pummeled into you.
Yes.
If you do, wear protection.
So just don't do it. My dad was like, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Of course, he's like, don't do it. Mm-hmm. But if you do, wear protection.
Well, please. But my dad, the only protection that I had was knowing I was going to get a backhand if anything went wrong.
There was no protection from that.
Exactly.
Talia said, I remember hearing about young ladies being shipped away to carry the child full term, give birth, and then the baby is put up for adoption. Why don't we do that anymore?
And that's what you do back in the 60s. They would send them off to a convent or some place like that. And
sometimes you send them to your grandmother's house.
Somewhere where nobody knew you. Almost sounds like Mary.
But there's people who do that anyway. They have the child, but will sell. They have the children, they can do it and give it to someone who wants to adopt for money.
It's Okay, hold on. Which one, man? Wait.
What happened?
Make sure I have the right one. This one. All right.
You skipped one.
No, that was the second part of Debbie's.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, the other part. Yes. Todd is good. Speaking on birth control, why not have males on birth control instead of women? Women can go on one egg every month and has to carry the child for 10 months. Males can impregnate 4 women in one.
In one day, keep going.
In one day, and get another 5 pregnant in the same week. Where is the fairness in that?
That's a different show.
That's a different show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I understand what she's saying, but that's a different show.
I do. I'm just joking. Yeah, I do understand, but there is male birth control. There is male birth control, but men don't typically want to take it, unfortunately.
And your sister says, if you're a family lawyer, you may not find these examples so extreme.
But she's saying that she's, if you're in court, a family court lawyer, there's a lot of these cases. There's more than you say, but I think what Esther is saying is if you have 1 million people getting pregnant out of wedlock, you might have 5% of them, which is still a lot. 5% is still 50,000 of them that will fall into the category of rapism, which is probably somewhere about right.
Aborting a baby or putting them up for adoption will not erase the memory of rape, if that was the case.
Nope.
It's not going to erase.
So you brought up Jesse Jackson. We don't have much time. You brought up Jesse Jackson. Did his mom ever think about the rape?
It didn't say that in the article.
Did the mom die depressed because Jesse was born?
It didn't say that.
Well, it's not going to erase the memory,
Right.
But at the same time, you don't want it to.
But maybe the greatness of your child erases the memory.
Mm.
Yeah, well, this happened to me, but that was so little to where I am now.
Well, I'm sure that somewhere in his speech, Jesse Jackson probably mentioned it somewhere, where he come from, how he started.
Oh, here we go.
And to where he is now.
I just found the article.
Was then.
It says, "Well, this is the mother. While Burns was pressed to abort, she decided to keep her baby. And just a year later, she married Charles Henry Jackson, who adopted him and gave him the last name. Sadly, Jackson now uses his right to life, speak against the others having the same opportunity."
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
So she was pressured, but she decided to keep the baby.
Yeah.
Keep the baby.
Well, I guess you need a show about men take
a birth
control. Okay.
As Kevin Samuel says, marry before you carry. Okay. Well, no, but right, that's kind of what we believe.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at something he said. I'm sorry.
That's kind of what we believe. Marry before you know, this is unfortunately these are countries that you may have to have if you decide to go that route.
Yeah.
If you decide to go that route, these are countries you may have to have. What's going to happen to the child that you're carrying? How is it going to be received by your family? How is it not going to be received? Are you a Christian? Are you not a Christian? Is the person that you are having this discussion about keeping the baby, are they Christian? What do they believe? Right? Okay.
So Talia said the greatness of the child definitely can make a difference, but if the trauma is too great, you can't just push the memory aside. Well, that's why they have what therapy, right?
Yes, that's again, that's another good point. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yes, it is. But yeah.
Oh, we only have a minute.
Right.
Yeah,
and of course, you're going to ask to continue the topic. Now, maybe that's something we may need to do. Maybe get a guest on the show as well.
Yeah.
To try to.
Somebody who's versed in it.
Versed in it. Correct. So that way it won't be so, I won't use the term, but I guess the best word to use is one-sided. So.
Yeah. Because it's 3 men on the show.
Right.
Maybe somebody actually had an abortion or didn't have an abortion and why they made those choices.
Exactly.
You know, and why the choices were made, because it really is important to have. I mean, discussion is important for us as Christians to have because we will deal with it at some point. But
well, because if you have children, if you have daughters and they grow up, hey, look, it's happening in the church. So
on that note, stay tuned next week.
Thank you for everybody. But we will say,
I got 2 words for you.
And what is that, Rupert? You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome back to you, man. You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What is it? What am I saying?